improvisation is such a literal term that it has such a global meaning.
Yes, yes.
Like literally through history, we have improvised to survive in this country. And this music is just a mere, just the genius of this music just scratches the surface of the genius that is taken to allow our people to even see today.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, it's me, Krylios, Team Rayceen Productions MC and producer. And today with me, as usual, is the legendary Rayceen Pendarvis. Hey Rayceen.
Oh, greetings and salutations. Oh, we are so excited today to have this wonderful, amazing artist, singer, songwriter, poet, classical goddess, the one, the only Miss Chelsey Green.
Oh my goodness, thank you for such a beautiful intro. Wow. Can I take you everywhere with me, please?
Yes, you can. Yes,
okay,
you can.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
So,
Thanks
you know,
much.
it's so amazing. Let's just kind of, there's so many questions I want to ask you, but I'm just going to ask, classical music, which I adore, is so amazing, but you've seemed to gel it and made it this whole kind of, you just melted like everything into it and created the Chelsey Green experience. How did that happen for you?
You know what? I think that it became part of me as I grew up. So I started taking classical violin lessons straight out of the gate. Like a lot of people maybe start in school and then, they take lessons later in their life. But even before I was old enough to play in school, I was with a private teacher that my mom had introduced me to starting at 4. So she played with the I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and she plays with the Houston Ballet Orchestra. So for every Nutcracker season, we all know that ballets all over the world do the Nutcracker for weeks and weeks.
I love it.
Right? We love it. And so I would be this little baby girl going into the pit with her just to sit and watch her play the Nutcracker with her colleagues in the orchestra, but I could go backstage and see the dancers and see the production team and see, just see how the whole thing works. So music never was like classical, jazz, gospel. Like it would be, I would be in the Nutcracker pit one day, then I'd be playing Amazing Grace at church on Sunday, then I'd be playing my Suzuki songs with my teacher the next week. So I just loved hearing so many different sounds all the time. And my parents are supreme music lovers. My dad's a jazz musician. My mom's a music aficionado. So literally everything was played in the house at all times. Herbie, Chicago, Aretha, Stevie, just you name it, I heard it. And they really allowed me to explore whatever I wanted to on my violin.
Wow, and that is really great. That is so amazing. So tell me, what were some of your inspirations? What are some of the things that have inspired you? Not just people who've inspired you, right, but the things that inspire your art, that inspire your music.
Wow. Well, I would say first, of course, my dad, being a musician himself and learning more, like as I got older, learning more about the music he created. He was in a very, very famous jazz band when he was in high school, the Kashmir Stage Band, that toured around Europe and like did a lot of things for what was at the time, this like newfound Herbie funk jazz contemporary blend. And my dad's drum like he's been sampled in in rappers of of note now, just because of his approach to percussion and how he heard drums. So I was very influenced by that, very influenced by all of the sounds that I heard growing up musically, but also when I got in college I started playing viola. And viola is a little different than violin because it's different strings, it's a lower register, it's bigger, it has more body. And I always said, man, viola is how my voice sounds. I feel like my voice sounds just like this instrument. And when you play the viola, you're playing the middle notes of the chord. Mm-hmm. So you're always in the middle of the harmony when you're sitting in orchestra. So I was always surrounded by like this machine of theory and harmony and like where I fit, and I would always just be thinking of like random stuff. Like I would run outside, I would take my phone and be like, wait, I need to record this. And it would become a song later, just because I was always like running in my head. So many artists, of course, but just I think what jazz embodies as an art form. Jazz is so much bigger than notes on a page. Like it is a culture. It's a story. It's a legacy of our people, of our ancestors. And improvisation is such a literal term that it has such a global meaning.
Yes.
Like literally through history, we have improvised to survive in this country. And this music is just the genius of this music just scratches the surface of the genius that is taken to allow our people to even see today. So that inspiration alone, allows me to remain creatively optimistic, but then also arms me with the responsibility of walking these paths that have been created by those that have come before me. So it's an honor, and I'm humbled to do it, and it just makes me want to push harder.
Girl,
I can
that is the true key right there. That is the true key right there. And we can tell that this is something that that you think about when you play your music, and it's pushed you to where you are now, to higher success. I mean, girl, you were just recently on the Grammys with Lizzo. Like, honey, tell me, how was that for you?
I mean, just so we were there for a whole week, when I got the call from a very good friend and colleague of mine. She was like, so can you, yes, I can. And she was like, we're going to have a lot of rehearsals. And I'm like, I don't care. It's okay. And really just the whole experience. The Grammy stage was just one very small piece of how amazing just the whole overall experience is, because Lizzo is such a genuine human being. And the thing that I just super loved to see was when I tell you she is like listening to every note, she is so serious about her musicianship. She is dedicated. Like that girl, I don't think people really understand, like, girl can play the flute. Like homie can play down. And she was, when we would be doing those rehearsal takes, she was like, okay, let's reset and do it again. Like, okay, well, let's adjust this and this. So she's very particular about her craft, and for her to be so young and for her to have that opportunity, to me was so inspiring. So it was awesome.
But for the viewers, imagine what we were seeing when opening up Black Girl Magic. Right. I was like, child, it was electrifying.
It was so much about that was super emotional just the whole week, because each dancer was handpicked, each member of the orchestra, like we all have, everyone was Black. Like we all have these stories, and all of us together was her story. You know what I mean? So, and like the choreographers, the arrangers, everyone, running the tech, like the whole team, the whole squad was us. And, you know, that it gives me goosebumps to even just think about again. It's just like, this is the magic of what happens when we work together as a body.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, I can just, so tell me though, you know, we're going through a bit of a tough time. How has it been for you personally going through this pandemic right now? And how has that affected your artistry in any way?
I will say that it's the pandemic. Wow, I'm gonna try to make this answer short, even though it's not really short for me. But this has been such a moment of peace for me, because when you're not given the option, like when you're forced to be still, like in all of the meanings that is, like, be still, you know, still your heart, still your mind, still your body, still your finances, like just get yourself together, um so that you can hang on. It really allows you to have a lot of internal conversations with yourself. And I mean, I'm a single Black female in my mid-30s, like, and I have been, you know, single for a while, so being alone is like regular. But I think what was so revealing is to see how people are when they have not been in this state, like how you're interacting with people and how those interactions have changed. That's been very revealing. And honestly, I've been working more now
Girl.
than I was
Girl.
before.
Baby.
I used to get on the plane and like just do, but I've been
Girl, I am beat.
I'm like, does Amazon deliver Mac? Because I need some more makeup. Like, I've been working, and I mean, I've been learning how to do, you know, recording stuff, engineering.
Honey.
I'm like, I got new skills. Okay, let me
Isn't it amazing? I mean, we have taken technology, merged it with music, merged it with everything. Absolutely. And just we had to do it. It was not like, here it is, make it work. We had to do it in order to understand we have to survive.
Exactly. And I think that, you know, that has a lot of pros and cons. Like, you know, I just read the announcement that the Twitter CEO is like, my employees can work from home forever. Like, this doesn't have to be a thing that, you know, can change. Like, y'all can do this forever now. And so I think there are companies that are looking at their situation and at their station and saying, what are we doing now moving forward that will change our operations forever? And I think that's what we have to do as artists too.
And you know, and it's these little things, it's events like these that cause these little changes that build up into bigger changes, because eventually if a place like Twitter or places like these, which can afford to have all their people work from home, and that does become the new norm, all that office space and things, well, we'll see. What we would want it to be a future where all that office space and everything will go to something good, like housing for people that have no housing, or turning it into a green space area so that we can help the environment. You know, we would love to go in that direction.
How about an artist building? I mean, it's amazing how we're, you know, with this new sign of technology. I was talking to someone earlier about how film and how music will be forever impacted. Yes. Not just now, but it's forever impacted. You know, folks are coming up with clever ways, but I love a live experience. I love sitting in a jazz club. I love being there, screaming and hollering, feeling the music, getting ready to throw my shoe. I love all that. And I'm seeing how artists on the other side are I mean, you know, the whole, the battles, the creating the ambiance, learning from how to stage your staging, how to use the acoustics in your room or in your space.
Well, you know, and that's interesting that y'all mentioned that, because I just did my second live stream concert this past Sunday. I'm doing this Sunday night sessions. Virtual green streams is what I'm calling them. You know, a lot of us have started doing performance things. You know, I get some private requests. Like I did a virtual date night the other night. That was a lot of fun. and I did.
That is innovative. That is new. That is, I love it.
It's beautiful. Like, it's been great. And I think one of the things that I've learned, though, as an artist, like when I perform, every ounce of me goes into my violin or my voice or whatever it is I'm doing. Like, even if it's something that I'm like, if I'm just like, come on, and let's get it. Like, if I'm just doing like some audience interaction, when you're in your house by yourself, it is dead. Like, it is, you are getting nothing. And like, God bless my green team supporters that have the little hearts going.
Yes, because that pumps you up. That gives you the energy to go on.
That is all we have. Like, that's all you're seeing. Like, you just doing all this. You giving everything you have, and then you play that last note, and it's.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Like, you're like, wait a minute.
Like, oh girl, I just played this for myself. But thankfully you weren't. Thankfully there were others there that were there. And you know, not having that physical you know, it really does, it stings a bit. But when you remember,
it's a little hard, like just that, like you do miss that personal interaction, and you miss that, like, you know, musicians on stage together, we do things in the moment. Like, things happen, like there's a chemistry that's created in live performance that you can't really simulate in a virtual space. But I am so inspired by so many creatives doing whatever they can to, you know, do it as best we can at this moment. So, and stay safe. So it's been fun to learn.
Of course. So let the people know how they can follow you, how they can keep up with you, how they can watch the stream, all of that.
Okay, well, you know, we're all on the internet. You gotta log onto the internet, y'all. I am on Instagram at Green Violinist. And and that's GreenViolinist. So Green Violinist. I'm on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Chelsey Green, and the Green Project, that is Chelsey with a Y, CHELSEY, Green like the color. Chelsey Green and the Green Project. And that's where I do my green streams. We stream live from Instagram and Facebook. And my website is still hanging out there. You know, the show calendar keeps saying postpone, but God, you know,
make a way, honey.
You know, make a way in the future. And it's just chelseagreen.com is the website. And I will be doing a pre-EP release listening party coming soon. So if anybody wants to join me on my social media to learn how they can be a part of that, I would love for you to come on board and have a listen to the new music.
Awesome. God, and we can't wait to see what else you have for us. Thanks so much.
I just so appreciate the opportunity to share with you all today. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it was our pleasure. It was our pleasure.
Sending you virtual hugs.
Thank you. I need the love.
Yes, honey. But most of all, thank everyone for watching.